Yo, what's up, you guys? Just putting this first video entry together for you guys. We're documenting Hadji's journey through this transformation that I'm helping him with. We just had this idea about 48 hours ago that might be a good idea to try to document as much as we can about this. Just take some video blogs on it. I'm jotting down my data in my little journal on my iPad as well. So we're going to be checking in weekly. Today's Sunday, October 27th, 2018, and we're about 2 weeks in, actually just over 2 weeks in, and I want to give you my input on the first couple things that we did together, and I know he's doing his end on his video as well. So about 2 weeks in, I'm super pumped for him. He's been doing awesome, just really taking in a lot of this simple information. It could be complex, but my whole goal is to make things simple and make it as stress-free on the mind psychologically. And that's exactly what the point of this whole process is. As most know, my whole approach is being very experimental, very scientific, try to be objective, very non-emotional, and just let some data guide us. Just let the simple mathematics and numbers of things guide us. Not only in the beginning, but throughout the whole process, and then obviously at the end, where we hit these mile markers and just kind of track these trends, find the patterns, and go from there. So to start off, again, 2.5 weeks ago, I simply asked him to get on the scale on a Friday morning. I'll give the details on how specific I like the weigh-ins in the morning. So he did, and he fired off I like to have a picture, so I want a visual of the initial moment. We look at the scale, see what it is, take a picture of it, so we could start doing some techniques of just burning an image in our mind of exactly what we want that to look like sometime in the future. I'm not going to be putting any specific designated moment of when it's going to transform into that eventual goal and when that picture materializes into the reality that we want. But it's good to have that simple images in our mind. So he got on the scale a little over 2 weeks ago. It topped in at about 272 with some change. Again, it's not good, it's not bad, it's not great, it's not horrible. It's simple, objective data. That's all we're doing with that first check. He did great. Sent that information. Phase 1 of information extraction was that initial weigh-in, and then the whole first week was just simply logging in exactly what he ate. A food journal, everyone calls it a food journal. That's what it is. So week 1 was getting all of the information down of what he was ingesting. So it's all about what we take in and what we put into the system. So I look at it from 3 different things. What goes in, how much goes in, and what time does it go in at. He sent that to me, did awesome, gave me a very specific journal. I said, don't change a thing, just eat what you would normally eat this week, no matter where you're at. He had a trip out to Austin. He had different things during the week, and it all just showed. No other variances outside of simply taking down what he was eating, when he was eating, and how much he was eating. That's all I wanted to see. Phase 2 started last weekend, so I sent him all the information and videos and the pictures of the ingredients for the bulletproof coffee, the way I make it. Some people call it keto coffee, bulletproof coffee, whatever you want to do. It's just a simple way to really step into phase 2 after you get your initial data. Phase 2 is resetting some routines and making it very simple. The first routine I encourage people to just get a vibe for is can you adjust your eating window and just simply get your body to experience a shifted eating window. So what I encourage him to do is start eating at around 11:30, maybe 12 p.m., so 12 noon, and he could eat whatever he wants in this first phase up until 7 p.m. And then he shuts it down from 7 p.m. till the very next day at the same time. So the eating window is from about 12 noon to 7 p.m., which is a 7-hour eating window. Some people do 8 hours. In my process, I try to encourage people to get into a 17-hour non-eating stretch. And again, it's somewhat like intermittent fasting. Some people claim it is with the bulletproof coffee, by how I look at things, it's not a true fast, because you are getting some calories and caloric response, some metabolic response from the MCT oil and the butter in the coffee, or the ghee. So call it what you will. My first phase is to kind of shift away from the whole keto concept, which, don't get me wrong, it's what is creating these transformations. It transformed me, transformed everyone I've helped, and it's what I'm using to help transform Hadji. But I'm trying to really come up with clearer ways to describe what's happening, because the whole keto movement I think has gotten a little clouded up. So phase 1, eating window, about 7 hours. And that's what he's done. He kicked it into gear last Sunday. He did the bulletproof coffee, the keto coffee, and the Superman water. So it's an ultra hydration water that I'll let you guys know what that is at some point. And just did that, shut it down 7 p.m., had the coffee and the water in the morning, and started eating around 11:30 or 12, and did that Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then he weighed in on Friday, just 2 days ago, and he came in at 170, a little over 170. My gut was, he didn't weigh in last Friday, which is okay, but my gut feeling is that he was probably around 173, anywhere between 173 and 174 and a half on that Friday, just because of what I saw he ate in that journal log. He typically is anywhere between, or was anywhere between, right around the 175, 174 range. So by my calculations, he probably lost a good 2.5, maybe 3 pounds, just by stepping into this habit of a little tighter eating window, and then using the keto coffee, ultra hydration water technique to get through the morning, so that his eating from 12 noon to 7 p.m. is a little more manageable in the mind. That's the whole key, in my opinion, the whole key to this. We're just trying to stack on new habits of mind and break old habits, and just get into this first phase of, hey, let's just shut it down in the morning. I could go the whole morning, and then when I break my fast, I'll do it in that eating window from 12 to 7. This next phase is mainly going to be introducing more lower carb, lower sugar, anti-inflammatory type of options. So during his eating window, his next phase, because this first last week, he just could eat whatever he wanted. He had some donuts. I don't know if he logged what he needed to, but it's fine. But basically, he just didn't go into any keto meals or trying to restrict any carbs. So this upcoming week, my goal is to give him about 2-3 meals, and just start with those, but just keep layering on that whole habit of that tight eating window, very systematic, very trusted. And that's the goal for this upcoming week. So I hope that helps everyone. We're really looking forward to seeing how this goes. Not just for him. We know that this is going to transform him, his whole wellness, his whole health, and his whole life. But again, the big reason why we're doing this is to see if his story, his journey can help guide many others out there who thinks this might be a lot harder than what it truly is. So anyway, we're here to help as many people as we can on this journey. So hope you're having a good one, and I know we're gonna throw a couple of these out there. I'll check in again next week. Peace.